Hey everybody, it's time for biscuits. I'm going to make a batch of biscuits. And I've got everything laid out right here, ready to go. Leanne calls this a mise en place. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it, but it's French for getting all your stuff together so you don't have to run all over your kitchen. So I have done that. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see it. For some reason, I have buttermilk, canola oil, self-rising flour. I have a mixing bowl, wax paper, my cookie cutters or biscuit cutters, and my measuring cups, and a knife. So I'm going to flip this around again and go right here. And for some reason, let me make this do the right way. Okay, so now the secret to making biscuits is, remember, you can't mess up. You just can't mess up. I have my grandmother's griddle that I'm going to put them in. There goes somebody coming in the door. You're going to be on camera, honey. He's putting something in the dishwasher. Now that's a good husband right there. He empties the dishwasher too. Okay, so I've got wax paper. This is what I use on my kitchen counter. It makes it easy to clean up. And let me get my hand a little wet, because my mother-in-law, Elizabeth Kane, she taught me how to do this. You put your hand a little wet and rub it on your counter, and then tear off your wax paper, and you lay it down. Let me turn this down so you can see it. You lay it down, and it kind of sticks right there. And it's not going to wiggle too much. Now you got to hurry up and use it, because wax paper will get soggy. But this is going to make it easy and easy to clean up. So I'm going to put this over here. First thing you're going to get is your buttermilk. Always shake your buttermilk before you use it. Now this recipe, I'm going to make 1 cup of buttermilk. 1 cup of buttermilk. And a 1/2 cup of canola oil. 1/2 cup. And then I'm going to get my little spatula right here, and I'm going to stir that together till it's mixed up. Then I'm going to measure out, can you see that? 2 cups. And always put the lid back on things. That keeps you from having a mess. I'm going to scoot this up closer. Always when you're measuring dry ingredients, take a knife and scrape the top off. So this is a 1 cup measuring cup. And I'm going to dump 2 cups of self-rising flour into my bowl. Now, one thing about my canister here, I don't know if you can see it, I have a little device that will do that for me. So I have 2 cups of flour right there. Now I need a little more flour to sprinkle right here on my little pad, my wax paper, so things don't stick. And I'm going to stir this together just like this. You won't stir it too much, but just want to get it all mixed up. Now, one other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little oil in my pan right over here. It's not right there it is. I'm going to put a little oil in the bottom of that and move it around. It's not hot or anything. It's just, I'm going to get some oil on here. And then I'm going to take my biscuits. Let me turn this back around here. Take my biscuit dough and just, I don't need a rolling pin. I don't need anything like that. And I'm going to put this in my sink full of hot soapy water. And I'm going to sprinkle some flour here. And I'm just going to pat this out with my hand. Easily. Now, you take this is my favorite little, I've always used a tomato paste can, but I couldn't find the one I've been using for years. I must have recycled it or something, because I had this. So, all you do is cut one out, pick it up, like that, roll it in the oil. Let me move that to the side. Put it right on, move this over here. Now, just keep cutting. You don't want to smash them down or anything. Just keep rolling them in the oil. That'll make them brown pretty. You could use butter too if you wanted to. You could use liquid butter if you wanted to. But I like to use a good oil. And just keep cutting. Sometimes you have to keep dipping back in the flour. And just keep cutting them out. Now, when you get them all cut out, and I've got my oven set on 400 degrees, and it's heating up right now, on 400 degrees, and cooking them in this iron griddle, it's going to make them good and crusty on the bottom. And just keep cutting them out until, and she always used to let Justin make a baby biscuit. He could help, and she would let him make a baby biscuit, or she would give him some biscuit dough to play with. He was little. Just keep cutting till you get them all done. Now, with the dough you've got left over, you can work it easily together. These biscuits are going to be tougher because you've messed with the dough more. But you can still get a biscuit out of them. And if you're using the biscuits to make dressing, that's fine. So I'm going to get maybe 2 more biscuits out of them. Make some room. But the less you handle them, the better it is. The less you work the dough, the better it is. And I can make biscuits for as many, let's see how many this makes. There's one, I got 2, there's 1 more right there. So you see we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, almost 20 biscuits with a little bit of dough left over. Now I need to wash my hands because this is driving me nuts. Putting that back in the flour, putting that in the sink, and then clean up. It's just like that. I got a trash can going right here. Got my handy dandy purple rag. And the oven is the right temperature, and they're going in. At the same time, I've got my skillet for my cornbread in there heating up. So folks, let me turn this back up here. That's biscuit making 101, Granny Elizabeth style. She always used Wesson oil or some kind of oil. Everything's going in the sink, closing up the lids. We're good to go. So, try it sometime. It's easy. It really is. If I can make biscuits, anybody can. Okay, let me wipe my hands off. Finish this up. See you back in a little bit. We're going to make some cornbread.